Hello, and welcome to A Woman with Hollow Eyes, Episode 3. Thank you all so much for joining us. We are very excited to bring you some mysteries today of more than one type, so get excited. I'm your GM, Darcy Ross, and here we have Kitty Hart, played by...
Cat Cool. Hey, everyone. I'm really glad to be back. I'm sorry to have missed you all last week. That was the worst. Yeah.
We're glad to have you back, and Kitty has been up to stuff in our absence, so we'll be excited to tune into that.
Yeah.
And why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Alan Linick. I'll be playing Wayne today, a mystery-solving maker who currently houses a mysterious entity in his body called Spoon Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see if anything happens with that.
Spoon Wayne.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you don't know about that.
No.
Yeah, there's a thing living in my body called Spoon Wayne.
Oh, Wayne.
Yeah, things got dicey last time. So last we had met our brave adventurers. Kitty was off dueling in some sort of strange arena, some sort of underground giant lighthouse battle arena that encircled by plants. And we got to see Calvin watching the feed of it, and of course betting for Kitty, who then promptly threw the fight. So it appeared.
Wow.
So we're all curious as to why Kitty did that. We'll get to that.
Allegedly.
And Wayne here was trying to help out his pal Calvin, getting out of this lease that had that didn't let him even leave the premises of his apartment, but only seemed to embroil himself further in the machinations of the dread sausageman Daniel McPherson. So now Wayne is firmly attached to this horrible lease that they're both trying to escape from. So you need to find something from the Blue Sun, which you'll get a letter about from Daniel McPherson. But you've also been invited to the Eternal Party, an ongoing elaborate party of the dead that the living come and visit in the Pale Sun. And this invitation was sent to you, all three of you, by a Vittoria Ju, who is a traveling librarian who Calvin has thoroughly read her journal, as have you, and she's a traveler of all the suns, apparently perhaps dead now, at least certainly in the Pale Sun, waiting for you to come for her aid.
Mm-hmm.
Vittoria Ju.
Mm-hmm. So I guess so Kitty has been away from you guys for a bit, and maybe a little bit of time has passed. So which one of you sort of reaches out to the other first?
Well, I have a question before we get started. So someone was kind enough to give me a 300 as a get well present.
Oh, that's lovely.
It was very lovely. Thank you so much. How are we doing points this time around? This session?
The same as before, so I think it's being displayed at the bottom of the stream, but it should be, let's see, 300 for adding one to...
It's 200 for adding one?
We will consult the Oracle, the Sooth deck on this matter, the ones and twos.
Because that would just be useful for us. Thank you, thank you, stream, for bearing with us.
Oh, we got a
I
sub.
forgot myself. 200 for a +1 to a roll.
Okay.
300 for a redraw of a Sooth deck card, and a subscription is giving a player sortilege.
Cool.
Ooh.
So subs give sortilege, 200 for adding one to the venture of a die roll, and 300 for pulling a new Sooth card, thereby changing the flow of magic and destiny and what's happening to our brave adventurers here.
Oh, cool. So an eventual new pool.
Yeah, I would say that you can pull a new Sooth deck card if there's something
When
that
things
comes
are
up.
going poorly.
Yeah, so that works.
Thank you so much. Oh, cool. So I can apply either a dice bonus or a repool. Awesome.
Oh, that's lovely.
Thank you so much. That's so sweet.
And we have a sub, so Alex DeMille, just let us know who you want that sortilege die to go to.
Ooh, all right.
Oh, okay. All right, so you guys are preparing for battle here. So we have Phil of Canada gives a +1 to Wayne for making something awesome. Presumably.
I will.
Preferably something that triggers when the words, "Oh, Calvin," are said.
And that
Excellent.
is going to happen.
Great.
Inevitably.
Yeah. So first, let me tease you all. I think we should play a bit, and then we'll take a break. And I have these two envelopes that have been sealed since Gen Con, and I have thought to myself, now there's no way they made prop like innards of these envelopes which hold GM secrets and cool handouts from the Black Cube, and I couldn't sate my curiosity any longer, and there's definitely real GM handouts in here, which means there might be real like world-shattering secrets in this like wax-sealed envelope. So at the break, we will have Alan read one secret from there and not share it with any of us, but just let us know if it's good or not. Because I have no idea what's in them. Most of Monty Cook Games has no idea what's in them. So these are real secrets, and all we get to watch is Alan's face.
I'm so excited to not reveal a thing to you guys.
All right, but let's start. So, Kitty, you've been off getting some information, or do you want to share? Do you have a thought about what you were looking for?
Yeah, I know exactly what I've been looking for. So, last we left off with me was during a development mode session, and a lot of the things that we saw in my development mode session were kind of like me exploring
Sortilege from Alex.
Thank you. OG Kitty Heart's past and her memories and various things. In one of her memories, I inhabited her and kind of acted as her. And I encountered Calvin. And in doing so, I realized that Calvin was kind of much older than I thought he was, because I thought Calvin was kind of my age, and I had no idea that he knew original Kitty Heart, and it's kind of weird that he was worked with her.
Right.
That was weird. So I've been trying to find out more about Calvin and why, and whether or not he's been like bamboozling me and is working with her, or if he genuinely has forgotten this whole past.
Right.
So that's what I've been trying to track down.
Okay, excellent. So why don't we pull a Sooth deck to figure out kind of the quality of the information that you got from that first round of information dealing, which you did in exchange for throwing that fight.
Fine.
Allegedly.
Fine. For allegedly throwing a fight.
I'm going to let you, the card dealer, shuffle and pull one of these guys. And you already have a re-pull a Sooth deck thing, which is important.
If this doesn't go well.
Cool. So let's find out how this goes, and that may tell us whether you reach out to Wayne or whether Wayne goes looking for you, how you meet up after.
Yeah. Let's see. Ta-da!
Ooh, the enticing jewel. Does anyone know how to use this guy? Does this work?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm very bad at this, but the enticing jewel, let me pull up what that means for us.
It's got a swan on it, which is my personal animal, I believe.
That's a good sign.
A little bit higher. The actual card. There you go.
The enticing jewel. It's got a jewel on it. It's a 2, which is very low. It's got a sun, but it does have a it's invisible.
It enhances invisible magic, which, as you're kind of on a surreptitious mission, is maybe not the worst.
You know, I'm keeping this. It has my personal animal on it, so it's sticking around.
Its meanings are greed, money, beauty, goals, and success. Yep. So even though it's a low value, I feel like this is you getting what you want in some kind of way. So let's see, who do we think this person is that you're getting the information from? Like, do you find someone to delve into old records, or is it someone who casts some kind of divinatory spell to pull information from the fabric of reality?
This is someone
who trails him and gives you information later.
This is someone who is responsible for deleting records.
Okay.
Because Calvin's records have been removed.
Right.
So they either personally removed them themselves and just have a really good memory for it, or they like keep track of all of the removed information and
super
have that
cool.
stored.
Oh, I like that. So I think this is going to be Mr. Chesterfield, a smartly dressed fixer who's always accompanied by a mantle of unfiltered cigarette smoke. That's from James Whittaker, and I really like that. I feel like Mr. Chesterfield is, runs a very fine business and doesn't get his hands dirty unless it's really worth it. So you've helped him out, and I think. Okay, so I think it's going to take a little bit of time. So at least at the moment of you finishing the battle, he agrees he'll totally get it for you, but it'll take a couple days for him to bring the dossier over.
That makes sense.
He did not personally delete it, but he has a suspicion of who might have.
Okay.
Which is good. Cool. So this location of the arena is of the Lotus Lantern is a location submitted by Punquility, which I don't know if we've actually said before. So I wanted to toss that out, that it's a very cool, weird place. So, you got what you wanted, but not yet. And so I think that might be a little frustrating for Kitty.
Yeah.
What do you do after winning this battle?
Yeah. I'm frustrated. I am suspicious about this whole situation. I'm also concerned about this lack in my memory about what happened.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go find Wayne.
Okay.
So I just like stomp off, still all bloodied.
Oh God.
I guess I don't know how bloodied, like bruised up and with like a off towards the Wayno sphere.
Yeah. So you had been plugged into this weird mental space. So you're all coiled up with and covered with plant growth. And so you're
That's right, we were all mushroomy, right?
Yeah, you're all mushroomy, which is great. You're in the mycelium. And so I think since this card came up nothing dire, you survive the process and you're intact and nothing untoward happened to you. So you're able to head out, but I think you've also maybe gotten some offers from people there who watched you fight, and whether or not they probably don't know that you threw the fight, but there are definitely some business cards sort of handed your way, and what do you need? What I have, black market ephemera and all sorts of orbs beyond your wildest dreams and knowledge. So people were trying to get you to come back for one more fight, but I think you were frustrated.
Yeah, no. She takes the cards.
Excellent.
And puts them in her armband, but doesn't really say anything to anybody and beelines her way out of there.
Great. So you beeline to the Waynosphere. Is there a doorbell? What's the system? Is it just a knocking?
Yeah, it's like a old-timey pull.
Cool. And so the Waynosphere, right, is this it's not translucent, right? It's like is it brick or some other material?
It's just
stone?
almost metallic, but it's
Cool.
definitely painted. So it kind of looks like the way it shines and the luster on it. It kind of looks like a gigantic pool ball.
Okay. Nice. But with occasional windows and everything. So you walk up and you give it that long pole bell, and you see that there's a large cat that you haven't noticed before, sort of and it is quite, you're larger than average cat, sitting sort of just into the yard of the neighbor who is a private detective, so just sort of away from out of the bounds of your yard, but is intently watching you in the doorway. So that's something you obviously notice, but you pull that bell and
the door opens.
Okay.
And the inside of the Waynosphere is dark, and it's a wreck. There's remind me of what the debris is like in there. I distinctly remember that there's scorch marks from lightning in there. A bunch of the furniture is overturned. There's a shattered glass of fetid, rancid orange juice that's been dropped in the kitchen area and is just shattered. From your perspective, looking up into the ceiling, the door that leads to my workshop is just like gently hanging and swinging back and forth a little bit. A bunch of stuff is broken, off kilter. There's like gouges in the wall.
Does gravity work when you're not here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so Kitty goes running around the Waynosphere, desperately looking
Yeah.
for Wayne, getting more and more freaked out, really, really worried.
There's no Wayne to be found, no Calvin to be found. You know that he had been crashing here from time to time.
After a while, she like collapses onto the couch.
There is the door creaks open further. This is a GM shift. It's positive. And the ghost, who also lives with the private detective next door, is tentatively trying to walk in. Do you have wards to keep the ghost out? Is this something you've prepared
Probably.
for?
I think anything that would be able to move through walls or whatever, I would be trying to.
But if they're walking through the doorway?
No.
Okay. You that makes sense to me.
I think I would
So-
have assumed that anything I open the door for is allowed to come in.
So we've decided that neighbor, it was two men, right?
Yeah.
It was sort of the private detective and the Scarlet Pumpernickel or some we did never get a name.
It's Gray Flintlock for the guy.
Yeah.
But the ghost didn't have a name.
No.
Okay.
We decided it would be something like the Scarlet Pimpernel, but we
Yeah,
never.
but I don't think we named him.
Okay. Well, what does he look like when he comes in? A funky phantom.
Oh, because he's invisible but for clothes, correct? So I think he has like a paisley scarf, not like an ascot or anything, but like a scarf that's really beautifully tied.
Yeah.
And a pair of like high buttoned gloves.
Okay. Nice. And ghosts at different stages can be invisible. They can be translucent. There's sort of a variety, but we're thinking it's totally invisible except for the clothes.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Cool. All right. So he's a bit nervous, but you can see that those long gloves sort of pushing open the door and the scarf sort of turning around the edge of it. Hello there.
Hi.
I'm afraid something may have happened here. Are you a friend of Wayne's?
Yes, I am. Do you know what happened?
I'm afraid I don't. I saw sparks flying in here. I believe it was the other young gentleman who has come over from time to time.
Okay. Do you know anything else?
Well, I can certainly help. And this person starts giving you the timeline, right? So it was that, Wayne left with one of those young rat daughters, I do believe, and in sort of a huff and a hurry. And that seems to be when things went wrong. The other young gentleman maybe had some bit of, perhaps he was working in the workshop, but some sort of magic went wrong, and it seemed that there was lightning striking out from the house. After that, he was gone. So he must have, it must have been some kind of teleportation magic, I assume.
Then?
And then nobody's been back since.
Wayne came over
Yes.
looking horrible
Yes.
and then immediately left again.
Wayne came back looking even worse and then left. Cooked breakfast, I did see. I try not to spy, but I was worried for his well-being, you see.
Right. Okay. Kitty pulls out a cigar case or a cigarette case, and a match book.
Yeah.
From her pocket, like a crappy one. And lights a cigarette and then flips the matchbook onto the table. Did you catch all that? And the little matchbook flips. All right, then I'm gonna need you to start looking for him. And the little matchbook like flips around. 2 little matchsticks flip up for legs, 2 little matchsticks flip up for arms, and like a little flame lights up for a head. It gives a salute, and it starts walking off into the distance.
Oh, excellent. The ghost looks very nervous, but you seem to have it in hand. Is there Is there anything I can do for you? Do you need a tea?
Well,
I just worry. You know, he's a good neighbor. He just seems troubled. I
don't
want to help.
I don't think he'd like you in his place. I don't know if you've noticed, but he's very private.
Of course. The ghost immediately takes, 10 steps back out the doorway.
You seem very nice. He just, he doesn't really like people in his place. So, thank you for filling me in on the timeline and all, but don't come back here.
Damn.
To the extent that disembodied clothes can look hurt,
Yeah.
they look hurt, and politely close the door and slowly walk back to the other house. Shut down. Excellent. So let's see how your familiar does.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Go, Lucky, go.
Yeah, I think you should roll for them.
Okay.
To see how well you can give instructions, right?
Okay, yeah.
So I think this is going to be maybe an intellect task or possibly interaction.
Okay.
I could see that too.
Okay.
So
So let's see. So it's just
so what
one
do you
of
want
these.
them to do? Just go look for him.
Yeah. Go look for him. That is what I told him to do.
Oh, we have +1 to the venture
Oh, thank you.
from Phil. Thank you, Phil.
Let's see. Go look for him is very vague. How do familiars work?
I'm thinking they probably work a lot like your goetics, but are easier, right? It's auto successes.
It's auto,
so,
right? So
the convincing. It's just a matter of how capable they are is the only thing I'm wondering. So let me pull it up. And so this is your familiar you got by advancing within your goetic order, right?
yeah. This is my little pal.
Excellent.
Yeah. So Kitty runs to the door, and
Okay, it's a level 1 spirit.
Lucky Strike hasn't gotten very far. So she gets to the front step and she's like, I guess go to Calvin's place? I guess go to... Come back here. We need to figure out where he is. He comes back.
Oh.
And she starts trying to think through where he is.
Okay, excellent. It basically whispers. It's usually whispering in your ear, giving you 1 bene in your intellect.
Aww.
So it's kind of watching out for stuff for you. But I'm thinking if you give it a pretty simple task, it can go do that task. So,
Yeah.
and so it's level 1. So it's it can do
It's very simple tasks.
very simple tasks. So if you want to say go to Calvin's, is Calvin there? I'm sure it could probably do that. And if you add some bene, it'll add to the detail you get back.
Yeah, so first, Lucky Strike and I we're going to brainstorm here and try to figure out where he is.
Yeah.
And then he's going to go, because I have to be here in case he comes back. So then he's going to go to the location and see if he's there and come back and tell me if he's there or not. Or no, he's going to carry a message to tell him that I'm here to make it faster. This is we're learning.
Yeah. What's his name again?
Lucky Strike.
Lucky Strike. It's so good. Okay. All right. Are you going to spend the bene or just assume that your simple task?
No, I'm gonna spend the bene.
Cool. All right. So it'll be with 1 bene. And 1 venture from that.
Oh, thank you.
And its level. It'll be a level 3. So.
Okay. A 4. Phew.
Cool. Yeah. So actually all those 3s add to that roll. So actually this guy is doing great.
Okay.
Lucky Strike is on it. So it zips away and it's going to tell Calvin if he's there that you're
I'm here.
that you're looking for him. Okay. So you are at Calvin's. So this is shortly I think you and Calvin are probably maybe Calvin's passed out from the stress.
Yeah.
At this point. But you're up in the apartment, or at least nearby, and you see this tiny matchbook-made creature start skittering by. So are you inside, or are you out on the street?
No, I think I'm inside. I'm probably tinkering on Pepin, the bird,
Oh, yeah.
because there's work to be done.
Yep. Excellent. So can this thing, I'm imagining it could probably slip through the door.
Just underneath the door.
You know?
Yeah, just
possibly stick by stick and
puts
then
its
pulling
like
itself.
sticks in. Yeah.
Yeah. So a tiny matchbook creature slides through the doorway and
Yeah, and gathers its bits together and then sticks out its little legs and arms and puts a little flame head up. And it's got like kind of an expression, sort of.
Okay.
And it drags through a little note card that has Kitty's handwriting on it. That's like, Wayne, are you here? I'm at the Waynosphere. Are you okay?
I take the note card and on it I just write Calvin's and I just put it back, give it back to the matchbook.
The matchbook looks at it and its little flame dims because it has such a gargantuan task. But then it puts it under its thing and then the card catches on fire and then it quickly tries to put it out.
Goodness.
And then it succeeds. And then it huffs, and when it huffs, it has like a little puff of smoke, and then it salutes, and it goes.
I feed it a little piece of paper.
Aw.
There you go, buddy.
It glows, and then it sets about its task.
Great.
Excellent. And it was a high roll, and you had a lot going for you, so it dutifully returns back to you in pretty good time for a matchbook.
Good.
So you get Calvin's.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Lucky. You can just go back in there, and all right. I guess I should tidy up and then lock up. So she sets about doing that. And
It's a bit of a lost cause. There's a lot that's been scorched.
she tries.
Yeah.
She tries to tidy up, and she takes the key to lock up that's been outside, and then she keeps it with her and like looks suspiciously at the neighbors. Mm-hmm. Wayne's not gonna like this. And heads over to Calvin's.
Excellent. So what are you doing in the meantime?
So
So you're still working on Papin.
I'm tinkering with the bird.
What are you trying to get it to do, or just trying to get it to look just right, or
I
kind
think
of work?
The goal is to build like a self-repair into it, because right now it seems like kind of a clumsy thing.
Yes.
And I'd rather build something into it so they don't have to keep repairing it all the time. So that's the goal, is something that'll make it last.
Excellent.
What does that mean?
So I turn the sooth card every time we I'm supposed to do it when we like have a new significant scene or something major kind of happens, and I feel like resolving that. And now we're firmly over at Calvin's. Means I should have turned it. So I pulled the Angel. It's a defender card, so it does +2 to any rolls if it's of your heart. So it is of the heart. Notions. Are any of you notions? I forget.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Calvin is, but Calvin's passed out, so.
Oh no.
Calvin has a serene look on his face. He's getting some much needed rest. All right, so a knock on.
Oh, we got 100. They don't like that angel.
They don't like that angel? Tranquility. Things were looking too good. Well, that's also, maybe it could be even better. Incriminating skull, much better. So this guy does.
Skulls are usually good, right?
Yeah, incriminating ones especially. Bad guys, locking up bad guys. Its meanings are disaster, discovery, evidence, connections, and friends and family. So that's great. I like it. All right, so it'll impact if you use gold or silver magic specifically.
So in that case, I think finally my curiosity gets the better of me.
Oh,
and
no.
with the sourness in my heart, I use no mind on the sleeping Calvin.
Oh boy.
To try to probe around into his dreams to see if he read that journal I stole.
Excellent. Okay, why don't you tell me how that power works? And what kind of color is it? Do you know?
I can read, as long as I am concentrating on it, I can read the thoughts of a being.
Cool. Does it cost some sorcery?
I don't know.
Probably. I'll pull it up. It's fine. Cool. So you're concentrating, and he's pretty unconscious, and at least seems pretty trusting. So what's your focus again? It's called
My forte, you mean?
Yeah, your forte.
Shepherd's Mind.
Shepherd's
And this is
Mind.
my level 2 ability.
I feel like that's such a euphemism. Yeah, you're just shepherding people's
I'm
minds.
just
You're not
shepherding.
intrusively going around there and tinkering.
No.
Okay, so this is no mind. Yeah, cool. So it gives you. So you're going to be rolling, but it gives you a free sortilege die. So
Oh, sweet. So I will use it.
yeah, go for it.
That's a 0 on my main one, but a 4 on the sortilege.
Okay, that's good, and it's not a flux. Awesome. So with a 4 and its level is 2, which adds to the venture. This is a blue spell, by the way, so it's not impacted by the Sooth card. What you're immediately getting, so you're just trying to find surface level thoughts, right? We have 200 to Wayne's boundary issues. Is that for the venture? Yeah.
Yeah, thank
so
you.
great. What a perfect time.
So we're looking. Oh, well, Darcy, why don't you continue? 'Cause I'm unmiked.
Yeah, so you're looking for boundary thoughts at first, and then are you kind of trying to dig?
I'm just poking around in there. Like, it's
Okay,
like
and-
rifling through. Calvin's head right now is kind of like just a box of disorganized papers.
Oh, no.
And it's really like
Yeah.
irking me a little bit. But I'm just kind of like poking, like sifting around in
Yeah.
there to see if there's information that I recognize, like latent information that I recognize that the only way he could have gotten it would be from
Oh yeah.
reading the book.
You find he did not just read it; he studied it. He sat there and read every word, and clearly, like you go through it, and I'm almost imagining like you have more text overlaid on the pages that you're seeing in his mind, and it's all the theorizing he's done on those pages and the thinking he is really curious, and with your good roll, you will definitely know that like he's really curious about the fact that basically the mystery that seemed a lot like yours, the fact that Vittoria Jus seemed to have memories missing, or a person who was gone from her life, and that she used to live in this neighborhood, and that the sort of mysteries that she was dealing with, that the book's not about that, but they're sort of peppered through there. He's really seized onto that and curious. So yes. Accurate?
Accurate.
And then
We have a James.
Then I. Hey. What's the matter?
Wayne,
Yeah.
good morning.
It's the middle of the night.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm sorry to wake you up.
How can I help you?
Kitty's on her way here.
Oh, good. Oh, she lost a fight.
She did. I suspect she's going to be pretty beat up about it.
Yeah.
So maybe we shouldn't mention it much.
Just-
She hates losing, and I know for a fact that this is going to eat away at her if we don't try to distract her a
Okay,
little bit.
thank you for the heads up, because I was going to try and be supportive, like, first thing, so,
My instinct is to just avoid it altogether,
yeah.
which might be an issue of mine.
Knock knock.
I'll get it. I walk over and open the door.
Hey,
Hey,
what you doing here?
Hi!
Hey, first off, your neighbor came by.
Daniel?
Oh no.
This look on his face.
No, doesn't he live here?
Yeah. Oh.
No,
Yeah.
like Gray's
Oh,
ghost
right.
friend.
My old neighbors. Oh, yeah.
What?
Wait, why?
What?
What do they want?
What?
What do they want?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? My neighbors came by?
Yeah,
Which one? The living one or the dead one?
the dead one.
Why?
'Cause they were concerned about you.
About me?
Yeah,
I do not speak to them.
they're like a nice person or something. Anyway, I thought you'd care, and I thought you'd be all paranoid about it, so I brought the key so that you wouldn't be as... What are you talking about?
I live here now
He lives here now.
with Calvin. We both live here.
Why?
It wasn't my idea. I wanted to level the block.
I had to
Can I
put
talk to you
myself
privately?
up to please. Yes, let's.
Okay,
Great.
where?
The hallway?
Can it? Sure, I guess. I don't really want to talk here.
Okay, let's talk somewhere else.
Yeah, let's talk somewhere not owned by Daniel
just-
McPherson.
So I know before we leave, though, how long does it usually take before you start dying?
It took a little bit longer this time.
What do you mean?
Really?
What do you mean? What?
I just want to know how long I have to talk to you before I need to come back here, or else I'll die.
So things started to get really, really bad. I want to say 2 to 3 hours in.
Great. Is a couple of hours enough time? I feel like that's plenty of time.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Great.
So we cut to you two in like the boulevard, right?
Yeah.
Which now, Kitty, you're noticing just how messed up this area is.
Yeah.
You know, it was
It's
dark.
chaos. It's ruled by birds. There are aggressive, like very aggressive birds of all different sizes that are just sort of walking the streets, which are ruinous rubble. And like they sort of squawk and scream at different passersby, though they let you through just fine.
Yeah, just don't make eye contact. They're territorial. Are you okay?
No.
I know it's tough to lose, but sometimes you just have to buckle down.
You know that I threw that fat, right?
Sure you did.
Oh, I feel like that's significant enough to warrant a Sustek card. It's cat. It's a companion card. So.
I did the same thing when I made Pepin. I made a mistake and I lied about it and said it was
threw
intentional.
the fat so that I could get more information about Calvin, because Calvin is so much older than I thought he was, than I thought you thought he was.
Oh, great. I'd love to talk about this because I do not trust Calvin.
Yeah, I don't trust Calvin at all.
Good. I also don't trust Calvin. I think we should keep him very close to us at all times.
What's Calvin doing? Briefly, as we like flashback to what Calvin's.
He's
Okay.
dangerous. Flash to this.
Yeah.
So Calvin being inside and like, well, there's this new magical device in his
Yeah.
life, and he's going to learn everything he
Great.
possibly can about it.
Awesome. So, and it's just been tinkered with, so it's even maybe even a little better. And so, yeah, remind us what it looks like.
So it's like a mechanical bird, but it kind of just looks like a bird without wings or feet. So it's just the shape of a bird. Its head kind of looks like this at the front.
Ooh.
It's got like a lens
Uh-huh.
for a face. So it's like a combination of like an eye and a beak.
Cool.
And its wings roll up inside of it. So imagine like it's almost like a rib cage shape, and then inside of it, in like a spool, are its wings, and the wings like unroll and come out of the sides.
Where does the ticker tape come out?
The ticker tape comes out of like a slot, like a mouth slot underneath this like one eyeball.
Cool.
Very cool.
So, and there's like an unending roll, like a receipt roll in its body that like spits out when it ticker tapes. Yeah, I like give you the other eyepiece so you can look at Calvin while he's doing whatever. it's
Oh,
about
I
to be
really
doing.
like that.
Right. 'Cause
Now you're
it
using
works like my people.
his gift.
Yeah, I'm
spy on
using,
him?
I'm using
You
his gift to
monster.
spy on him.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, so what's happening?
Calvin is very meticulously trying to understand how this device works, and he's not only doing that by like examining the obvious mechanical pieces that are exposed and kind of part of like, I guess, Wayne's design sensibility, but he's also doing it by picking at the threads of magic that he sees like interwoven in it. Even though it doesn't work exactly the same way
Right.
weaving works, like he can go, okay, yes, so there's clearly some movement in here, and I recognize movement. It's the same thing in both wind and freedom. Like, so he's just sort of taking the magical principles that he already understands
Nice.
and trying to sort through how they could be applied in this particular situation.
So what's on that ticker tape?
Um,
That is a live feed of your surface level
yeah,
thoughts.
it's a constant feed of there's elements of mechanical movement in freedom and wind, like
cool.
applying those same principles. So it's sort of like coming out, and it eventually gets to the point where it stops being actual thought and it starts being kind of like a Celtic knot. Just a stream of magical consciousness that, you know, Calvin no longer understands the things that he's thinking in
Yeah.
terms of words anymore. He's just fully understanding the way the magic works.
I was going to draw a card to find out whether that should be above Calvin's level of understanding, but that sounds pretty advanced, would you say?
I think it is pretty advanced, but
It
I
is at
also
least a big jump.
think he's not going to make sense of all of these thoughts like after he has them. And I can roll a perception if you like to try and justify this description.
Oh, I think the description's great. I'm
Okay.
just trying to figure out what the interpretation they should have is about whether this is an alarming level of like.
Oh, no, definitely. Because
Okay,
it creates more trouble. Absolutely,
Okay.
this should be alarming,
This is alarming.
and not in fitting with their vision of this
They know you
person.
just got a new weave, which is great, but this is sort of, for someone who just returned to the actuality, this is a bit much. So. And do we see, the ticker tape sits out there, like when Kitty walked in, was it like, oh, my friend Kitty? Are there like sort of
Yeah.
usual Calvin thoughts, and then it gets deeper into this analysis?
Well, yeah, no, it is, don't mention that she lost, don't mention that she lost, don't
Okay,
mention that
great.
she lost.
All right, back to you guys. He's dangerous.
See?
Yeah. Right. And
We
I
read through that book I stole.
okay. When?
I had him look after my house for a bit, which he also trashed. I don't know if you saw that.
You're yeah, and the ghost that lives next to you said that he did that.
Yeah. But I had him look after. Oh, we have your brooch, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I asked him to do one thing, and instead he did the one thing and then a bunch of other things that I really wish he hadn't
Can I
done.
trust the brooch? Did he mess with it?
The brooch seems to be fine. I looked at it myself.
Okay.
I think you're gonna like the new design.
I'm sure I
it's much
will.
more wearable. It goes with your aesthetic a little better.
I trust you.
Great. It's a really cool thing. It was
I don't know that that's important right now.
okay. Okay. Like I said,
Do you want to talk about the brooch?
we don't have to. It just seemed like you really cared about it when you asked me to change it, so I thought you'd be more. Is this about the
Tell
lost
me about
still?
the brooch.
It's fine. It'll work.
What's it look like?
It's just a little fluttering of wings. It's just dark wings.
Set against what colors is it?
It's black, so it'll kind of go with anything.
Black's really nice. I like
Yeah.
black.
It's just on a like a very slim silver chain.
How many wings?
It's just 7 wings, but they're
7
kind
wings.
of, no matter which way you hold it, it kind of looks like they're in motion.
That sounds really nice.
It's very cool.
Thank you for doing this for me.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Something's weird about Calvin.
I know. So many things are weird about Calvin. Like, what's going on here, right? Okay, and then,
He's like too good at weaving
I'm telling you,
for how long he's been here.
Right, but he's very old is the thing, because I got that thing from my aunt, and when I was investigating my older Kitty Hart, he used to work with her
How is that possible?
because he's very old, as I was telling you. He's been like this age forever, probably.
Does he know he's very old?
I don't know. I don't know if he's playing us or if he doesn't have a bunch of his memories. I have no idea.
Did you see your invitation yet?
Have I? No. What invitation?
We've been invited to go to a party in the Pale Sun.
The one with all the dead people?
Yeah. Victoria Zhu invited us. The woman who wrote the journal that I intentionally tried to keep from other people that Calvin read. He read it without my permission. I cannot stress enough how much it bothers me that he went through it.
Well, that's troubling if, in fact, well, I mean, like, it's rude, sure. But it's very troubling if he's an untrustworthy person, right?
Yes. Why is he going through my things?
Well, either he's, like, evil, or he's just rude and curious.
He knew your grandma?
Yes, he
And
knew
he
her.
just so happens to keep bumping into you here in the actuality?
I'm saying there's a lot
Wayne,
going
you also
on.
know there's a connection between the two of us.
You saw it when you
You saw
were.
it.
but I don't know that.
No, but
right.
Wayne does.
I'm saying there's a lot going on with him. There's a lot of suspicious stuff going on with Calvin right now, and I'm trying to figure it out. And the whole reason I went into the whole Lotus Tower was that I was getting an erase man on his records, trying to figure out what was going on with him.
Okay, well, let's figure him out.
Yeah, I
Like
think
I
it's a
said,
good
I
idea.
think we should keep him very close to us at all times.
Sure, just so long as we can keep him enough at a distance so that, like, he doesn't catch on to the stuff that we're doing, because I'm, again, really wary about all that.
We'll be careful.
What are you doing with Daniel McPherson? I was planning to get Calvin out of all of that. I was going to steal stuff from the contract.
Oh, well, you didn't tell me that.
Well, I've been busy.
I've been working on this, and my way, admittedly, sounds way harder than your way. I signed on to the contract as well.
What?
As
What do you mean?
collateral, as
What do you mean?
collateral. Here's the thing: Calvin ripped the fear out of his own body, and was prepared to do incredibly rash and stupid things
This is a bad,
without the fear.
This is a bad deal.
It's a terrible deal. But at the time, I thought I have
It's
to
a terrible
help him.
deal, definitely. Also, harvesting spider, nothing alarming about that. Continue.
Okay, great. I just thought I had to help him out of this scenario. Now knowing what I know, I wouldn't have done it. But I made a deal with Daniel, and we have to eventually find our way to the Blue Sun, because there's something there that I can get that will release us both from the contract.
Well-
And do you mind if we go back to the apartment, because I can feel my body decaying?
Okay, we should go back to the apartment and go into the Blue Sun. Sounds highly like a good idea because there are lots of people there that we can talk to. It's just like,
Great. How do we get there?
don't you only go there if you die? I mean, we should go in.
Okay, let's go in. We go back.
Oh, welcome back.
Hey,
Hi.
Hello.
you know what? I think we should go to that party.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
It just seems like you really want to go, right?
Yes, I mean, I think I do. I like this person, Vittoria Ju, from the book.
Right.
The book.
The book you read of mine.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway, she not only has she been to the Blue Sun, which is like wild, right? But she also was experiencing like sort of the memory thing that you described, like something missing.
Mm-hmm.
She went through the same thing.
Oh, weird.
I don't know how much you got to read through of it, but it
I read the whole thing.
Oh, well, that's great. Well, then
Sounds like you read pretty much the whole thing too. Sounds like you read pretty much all of it.
Okay, I'm sensing some tension. Wayne, are you upset about something?
Not at all. And Pepin, the ticker tape comes out, and it's just like someone angry scribbling. It's not even words. It's just like when the Peanuts characters curse in the comics, and it's just scribbles.
Yeah. I think the bird is broken again.
Oh, I'll take a look at him.
Yeah. Anyway, so this Vittoria person, I think she can really help us because she has already been to the Blue Sun, and if we're trying to get to the Blue Sun to release us from the contract, then it lines up perfectly anyway. And if she's going through the same type of problem, maybe she knows how to solve it.
I don't know a lot about the suns. Which one's the Blue Sun?
The dreams.
The Dream Sun.
The pale sun is where Victoria is.
And I learned that is also a death place, sort of.
Yeah, that's the death one.
So, it does seem a little bit circuitous to go to the pale sun if we're trying to get to the blue sun, but I kind of want to see both, right?
Yeah.
I am going to GM shift briefly for despair. Part of the ticker tape that's all the cursing. It's starting to look like like the outline of an angry spoon person. I don't know that anyone necessarily notices it, but it's something you will notice later. So the curses are sort of slowly taking the very vaguely spoon shapes. Cool. So it's the middle of the night still. The 3 invitations that were nicely given out to all of you are all in this room.
Great. I'd like to inspect them and see if there's anything magical about them.
Cool. And it was...
I still haven't opened mine, by the way.
Okay, right. Only Calvin opened his.
Mm-hmm.
So when you inspect them, they're all pretty much written. they seem to be the same. They have different names, and of course, Vittoria mentioned that she sort of she watches over kind of her work and keeps an eye on people who might be looking into her things to help them along their path of walking the suns. So only Calvin's letter is sort of more tailored, and it's about you clearly want to walk the path of suns. I can help you. I have information you'll need. Just come visit me at the eternal party in the Pale. And specifically, I would love it if you would bring the three of you. I think there's information you need to know. And I hear, and several of my compatriots hear, that Wayne is very good at parties. So please do try to bring him along. And so in terms of magical things on the letters, why don't you give me some rolls? So you're trying to ascertain magical effects. There's nothing obvious, so it's going to take a little messing around.
That is a 1.
Okay. And let me just pull a card. The revealing knife. And so this is just you trying to perceive, right? And do you have any skills that would relate? Probably not.
Searching?
Searching
Ooh.
sounds very relevant. Yeah.
I'm a level 2 searcher.
Okay. Let's see. Then I think what maybe you find is you're looking at it and you're looking for magical effects and things, but what you actually detect is just like a whiff of perfume, and then you see really, one of your lenses reveals some very minor smudges of pigments on the sides of in random spots, as though they were handled, but by someone with you can almost see what seems to be a fingerprint, as though rouge or some kind of powdery makeup was on a finger and it sort of was smudged as it was handled. So that's what you find. That's a little, I don't think you know what that means yet, but it's a particular shade of sort of kind of red-orange. So.
Does Calvin's invitation indicate how people are expected to get to the Pale Sun?
The letter mentions that there's a visa that you need to get, unless you want to die and go there, which she doesn't recommend. So there's the Pale Embassy, which is something that all of you, at least you two, would probably actually have heard of.
Okay.
It's, lots of people want to visit dead relatives, things like that. There are reasons, there's connections to the Pale, and it's very highly bureaucratic, but you want to get a visa so that you sort of have protected status as a live person in the Pale. So, so that's just a place you can go to in Saturnine.
So we should probably go to the embassy and get our visas, but we have a problem.
What's that?
If we go to the Pale Sun and we spend too much time there, we will stay there, if you know what I mean.
Yes. We do have a problem, but part of the agreement with McPherson was that we would be able to go to the Blue Sun in order to get something more valuable, right?
No. The agreement, word for word, is that if we can return with something of value from the Blue Sun. He didn't guarantee that he'd let us go there.
I think he indicated that he was going to give you a specific thing he wanted you to get from the Blue Sun, and he hadn't given you that letter yet.
Right.
But you think he at least implied that he would loosen the restrictions on your travel so that you could get there and get back. But presumably he didn't lift it yet because you don't even have the thing, you don't even have the knowledge of what to get him yet. So why would he give you reprieve?
I think we notify him that we need to go to the Pale Sun in order to get to the Blue Sun. Because if we die, we're no good to him, right? And that's the only other way we're getting to the Pale Sun. So.
Why did y'all enter into any agreements?
Kitty,
It was.
I am new here. I am new here, and I don't.
No, I get you, but Lainey,
He was trying to help.
why didn't you get any sort of goetic to look over any sort of documentation?
I would have loved to, but the Goetic I knew wasn't around.
You have to know more than me. I'm so new at this. I'm barely through school. You should get him up here and we should work through it.
I mean, if you want to.
If you want to talk to him, that's fine.
I
Well,
just
I
feel
want
like at
you
the
to
end of the
talk to him,
conversation.
and then I should be present, and then we should work through what he wants and how you're planning to get it, and you should not enter into any more agreements with him.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's a huge element to this that I don't think I fully explained to the two of you. He was keeping me in shadow. Spooky, right?
Yeah, that's a huge... Yeah, what?
Well, I just realized it last night.
Did he put you in shadow?
I don't know. He was my pharmacist in shadow.
You said that... Before, did you say that he looked like your pharmacist? Is that why you...
Yes, I thought he looked like my pharmacist, but I got a confirmation pretty much guaranteed that he was my pharmacist.
Fascinating.
Which means he has been vacillating between here and shadow.
At will?
I don't know. Maybe that's where he rides in those cabs every day.
Well,
Wherever he's going, however he was in shadow, I was in shadow, and he was providing me with medication, and he tried to hand me some of those medication, like when I got upset at him earlier, when I didn't have fear. So I think he was keeping me in shadow.
when he didn't have fear? What's this about?
I pulled fear out of my body to make it easier to work.
What happened?
That's why I had to sign the contract.
I tried to cast a spell that would
He
make
threatened
this place
Daniel.
crumble to the ground because there's nothing in the contract that says I can't destroy the house. So
Right, but I was concerned based on the wording that would kill him. So,
I figure if the building's not there, the contract is null and void because it's concerning the building.
Couldn't we have just gotten him back from the Pale if we needed him?
I don't know if it works like that.
I don't think it works like that. I think
works
it's
like
kind
that.
of an anomaly that your aunt or whatever came back, right? You weren't expecting her to come back.
No, I wasn't.
And hey, if we go to the Pale,
What?
we can figure out what moves your aunt has been making, behind the scenes.
I don't really want to deal with her.
I know you
Sure.
don't want to deal with her, but it seems like she's pretty much in the mix, right? She bought your dad.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to deal with her. We'll deal with her. You're helping us. We'll help you.
Sure. Okay. So, that's all very concerning.
Mm-hmm.
Deeply.
Should... I still think... no matter how scary he is, I still think we should get him up here.
Okay. I really hate that guy.
Yeah, he sucks.
I really don't like him.
He sucks in the worst way.
Right. I don't much like him either,
If
but...
we kill him, is the contract over?
That's one of the things that I'm wondering.
No, I don't think so. I think that my plan to get you out of the contract was a pretty decent plan.
I mean, yeah, I think so too. I would have loved to have
What's the
known about
plan?
I was just gonna steal the here off of the contract.
Why don't we still do that? That sounds great.
Well, now I'm concerned that
It'll make it easier to fight this guy.
well, now I'm concerned that if we do that, he's gonna come after us in other ways. Or what if he just sends us all to Shadow?
Okay, first of all, I don't think he can keep you in shadow unless you take the medication. That's my theory, though I don't know that for sure.
Why is he so interested in you?
That's the thing. I think he's going to be interested in me no matter what.
But why?
I don't know, Wayne.
Do you
I
really
don't
not know?
No, I signed this contract. I signed it. It's a bad idea. You both clearly know that it's a bad idea, right?
Yeah.
I should know that. I should know these things, but I don't. I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything about who I was. I don't know anything about who I am. Everything that I thought I knew about who I am is wrong, apparently. So I'm just trying to make the best of a bad situation.
Look. We all want an omelet. Wait, sorry. Let me back up.
Is that an idiom here?
No, I misspoke. I'm sorry.
Are you hungry?
No.
I can
No.
go get you eggs.
I don't want any.
Yeah, you are.
What I meant to say was, we all want to get out of this contract. Sorry.
I can go send for eggs?
I don't want any. Sorry. What? Look, I'm just like sweating.
Oh gosh.
I don't want any. If you think talking to Daniel is the best way to do it, let's do that. Otherwise, let's find a way to get to the Pale Sun and see if we can get some answers we need.
Do you want to try my plan and then we can go to the party?
One strategic thought that we might have, and it might be wrong, do we want Mr. McPherson to know that Kitty's in the mix?
That's what I was going to say. If you are going to summon something to do this,
Yeah.
or attempt to do this,
Right.
summon it so that it obeys me, so that he can't trace it back to you.
Yeah, the last thing we want is to bring you to his attention. I already feel bad about Wayne being involved in this whole situation.
And so do I.
Oh, Wayne gets some sortilege,
Ooh, sweet.
which you could probably use.
I will use it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kaltha.
Yes.
Well, my original plan was to just to do this with Wayne and to not even tell you about it until it was off your contract, because then nobody could, because then he wouldn't be able to, if he tried to get it off of you, you wouldn't have any idea why that you're,
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. But that now all of that option's gone. So now my thought is I'll leave, try to do this, and we'll see how it goes. And after, then I think we should probably go do this whole thing, because he's gonna come after us. You realize that?
Yeah.
And ideally, we'll be in a better position to go do this whole, to get whatever it is he wants from the blue moon, blue sun situation.
So, fine. If you want to go do that, we'll go get all our visas and then be seen publicly. And we'll see what happens.
Right. Okay.
Do we have to do that in the morning? I don't know what sort of hours embassies keep in this place.
I have to assume embassies are open all hours of the day, but I don't know.
It's usually faster to be done in the morning, and you'll be seen publicly more if you're in the morning.
Great. All right. Well, we're going to catch some sleep, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go not do that. Hopefully see you all at the embassy.
All right, so we're going to take a brief break here. When we come back, we're going to do a really crazy thing where these sealed up packages that have been sealed since Gen Con that I thought were totally props and didn't have anything in them, but secretly had stuff in them the whole time. I know. So we're going to look at this one, which I think is not game-breaking secrets, and I refuse to look at this one because almost no one has seen, like Monty and Shauna and another editor have seen the GM secrets that come in the black cube. And so I think there are secrets in here. And I'm going to let Alan read a small handful of them, and we're just going to see if they're good or
only
not.
Alan.
Yeah.
What?
So
we
that's-
have to tweet that that's happening. Oh
We
my
should.
gosh. Everybody who's watching the stream right now, hashtag a woman with hollow eyes, let them know we're cracking some secrets. Some like prototype black box secrets.
I think they're going to be real, though. These are legit. So, all right.
Cool.
We're going to take 5.
See y'all soon.
Oh, my goodness.
Mwah.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for staying with us. We have secrets to show. I feel like a weird game show host, so that feels good. So we are going to run back in and flash back to these guys and figure out what they were going to do next with a summoning and getting some visas for traveling into the Pale as a being of living flesh and blood. But I first discovered that these things that I thought were props that held nothing in them from Gen Con definitely held real stuff. So I'm going to show this off. So what you should know is that the black cube, which you can still pre-order, is going to come with, it's a very strange device, okay? It holds these books. It holds a really cool like hand sculpture. It's going to have Sooth cards, all of these fun props that we have kind of mock-ups of. But it also has secrets built within it, like hidden all over this origami style cube. One of the places that it has it is in an envelope. And so these are like tools or resources for the GM. So, okay.
We're about to play Saturine's favorite game show, The Screaming Void!
Woo, yeah. So here we have some strange embossed pieces of white paper with the invisible sun sort of embossed and stamped on it. So that's
Why?
mysterious. Okay, so I
Why
think
are they like that?
Don't.
Ooh, put them under a
Okay.
black light.
Yeah. Shoot, I don't have my blacklight on me.
we've got some Wish You Were Here postcards. So this isn't definitely the final group of handouts. So now I'm nervous. I'm not sure if there are real secrets in there or not.
See one of these?
But this is more real than I thought it would be. Okay. So we're not sure if those hold any secrets, but
Let me see if I can,
strange.
on the
Yeah,
close-up
if
cam,
you can
sort
get
of
the
show
embossed.
off some of the
I like how
embossing.
hard it is to read these.
Can you see? You see the embossing?
They did a good job.
And
All right.
What's that folded up thing?
This is, I don't know what this is. This says
Thanks.
line. This is something from Gen Con that got shoved in
Oh,
there at
this
the last
is
minute.
rad. This is so
Ooh.
cool.
Yeah, I'm really suspicious. Okay, so now I have no idea if that holds secrets or not.
And
But
so I'm under instructions not to share whatever I read here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we can't know.
And yeah, because I'm too afraid. I'm not ready to know yet.
Okay, I'm breaking the seal.
Okay, it's a wax seal.
I don't know how to break a seal. Okay, there it is.
Okay. Okay.
There's several folded up papers inside, and they are completely blank.
Okay. Brutal. Well, we should definitely put some like lemon juice
I
on
want to put
them,
some
or
lemon juice and
yeah.
blacklight these and see what happens.
Okay.
so we haven't finished the testing yet.
Yes, we'll keep you updated.
Sorry, anybody who got pulled into this stream and underwhelmed by prop secrets.
I was very afraid though. I was pretty sure they were gonna have secrets in there. Okay.
I got pranked.
You got pranked. Excellent. So let us return secretless.
I mean, well, we do
Yeah.
have
Wait.
the secret that came with our Sooth deck. If
Don't share it.
okay,
Wait, I've never seen it.
and now you never will.
Dun, dun, dun.
You should look at it. Then it could be his reaction to the secret. So, Sooth decks. You can get these, by the way. I wonder where it went.
It's
Yeah.
that boy's in there. So each Sooth deck comes with its own secret.
I've only had the one Sooth deck, so I don't know if there are many secrets.
I don't want to
there
know.
a
I
few?
haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
What?
Right? Right?
What?
This can be you.
But how?
All you
See-
have to
see
do
why
is
I was
purchase a
afraid?
Sooth deck.
I was afraid of a whole list of those, and I couldn't handle a whole list of those, which is why I refused to open it.
As
so.
in, like, there isn't any more?
Wow,
Anyway.
how intriguing!
Okay.
The language
I don't
is-
know what it is. I don't.
You don't know
wanna
what it is?
No,
Do you want to know?
I don't know.
You do.
Are you
okay,
ready?
Okay, fine.
You do want to know. But I don't understand how such a thing is possible.
Oh,
Where would it go?
fascinating.
We've got
All right, wow.
adding to the next venture
Wow.
to make up for secrets.
Thank you, Names
Thank
Equipped.
you. Awesome.
Also, thank you to whoever gave me a +1 to my making
Yeah.
venture earlier. You were the difference
Yes.
between making or failing at something I quickly crafted while we were on break.
One might say make or break.
Dang, I should have said that.
Yeah, dude.
I'm dumb.
What's all that second city training worth?
Well, I rolled a 0 on my cool quips.
Roll.
So, but I made a cool thing,
Yeah,
and we're
tell
gonna
us.
see it in use probably pretty soon. So that'll be another secret that we'll get
Yes.
to the reveal.
But I think first we're going to start with Kitty Hart.
Think so?
Because Kitty has had a plan to get these cats out of their dilemma, and before they got themselves deeper mired into it.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, so she's just gonna go do it from the Waynosphere. That seems clear, easy enough. So she's just gonna head back there. Head to, I guess the kitchen seems. The kitchen. It's tiled, in case this goes poorly, and there's a knife.
How goopy is this demon?
No, the demon's not goopy, but
And we're not there? You want to do it without us around? Oh, we're going to the embassy. That's right.
yeah.
So we cannot help.
And it doesn't matter. The demon's gonna have to go to your place anyway because it has to go to where the contract is. And you guys don't have the contracts on you, right?
We do. We have a copy.
Yep.
There's 2 copies.
Well, you're asleep though.
I'm not asleep. I'm making a thing.
I'm definitely asleep.
You're at the place.
Yeah.
That's what's important.
Okay.
You left.
I left.
The new.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to be semantic. I just didn't know if it was important that I was asleep or not.
No, it doesn't matter.
could've been.
You're asleep.
The new card is Mysterious Rune. It enhances red magic and diminishes blue magic. So just know that for any of your spells and incantations.
Okay.
Cool. So you go to the Waynosphere.
I go to the Waynosphere.
And do you like go to sleep for a bit? Because you just spent like 24 hours plus battling, even if only mentally.
No, I make some coffee.
Okay.
Power trip. Thank you.
And I get out some chalk and immediately start drawing a pretty complex circle on the ground because I'm gonna summon a pretty high level demon.
I think as soon as you start drawing, like a little closet opens up and a broom and a dustpan like start walking over
definitely.
to start cleaning up the mess.
And no. And then it keeps, it goes and it waits, and then I almost finish drawing, and then it keeps coming, and it starts in on the thing. So then, Lucky Strike, keep that at bay. And Lucky Strike gets out and takes one of their matches out and lights it and starts on guard
And they're just
Chasing
like
it over.
running in circles
Around the house.
around the house, trying to keep
Benny Hill
Yeah.
music
yeah.
blaring.
while I set about my summoning. Yeah, so I set about summoning a fairly high-level demon. Let's do this.
Okay.
This is a whole thing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
So the other side of this, I'm going to consult.
let's do it.
All right, so you're going to pick a demon.
Mm-hmm.
And is this someone you know, or are you reaching
This
out and
is.
meeting a new one? Okay.
No, this is someone that I've worked with and possibly for before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to summon Imago.
Great.
Imago.
She's a thief.
Ooh.
Yeah, and what's the highest level you're able to summon?
Oh, at this
I
point,
think
Is it limited by sorcery?
it's limited by your rank in Goetic.
yeah. So I am a 2nd level Goetic?
Yeah, so I think it's like 6 or 5.
All I know is
Let's say there.
3.
3, okay. So that would be normal, but you know the name of this thing, and you have it has done deals with you before.
Yes.
So it is going to be easier to call down, although you still have to convince it, which is going to be difficult.
Right.
Great. So this is functionally a level 5 demon, plus or minus. So, all right. So what do you do? So walk us through this.
Kitty isn't aware that Daniel McPherson turns demons and angels into sausage, is she?
No one's told me that.
All right.
You guys are great.
That probably would have been great
I
for
think I probably
convincing this
mentioned-
demon.
You guys didn't.
I think I probably mentioned in great detail that his house is absolutely an architectural. Because that really bothered me.
Yeah.
More than the sausages.
Way more than the sausages. Yes, I want to go about a trickery one.
A trickery. Super cool. So, all right. So how does it start?
So it starts. If I'm bringing in a name type,
Uh-huh.
I think it tends to. Is it automatic, or do I have to use a persuasion to bring her in?
A persuasion will make them more inclined to come. So give it a persuasion, but it'll be easier. And they're automatically going to come because they know you. They'll just be mad. Ooh. So Goetic
Oh.
magic for the win. Awesome.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So I think I'll do the roll, but I'll describe it.
I think we've drawn you Sooth card, right? If I'm interpreting their bits correctly, it could be helpful to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 300 bits is pull a new suit
All right,
card.
sealed door enhances silver and diminishes gold, and it's of the secrets family. I don't
Ooh,
think it
that's
actually.
me.
Yeah, so it's interesting, but it's not impacting your magic right now.
I don't like the flavor of sealed door, and I had a banked change up a thing
That's
from before, so
true.
I'm going to do another pool.
Oh, and now we get to the invisible sun. Yay! Hidden moon. Ooh, it enhances
Oh.
gray and it diminishes indigo, and again, it is of the secrets family. So.
Interesting.
Yeah, not particularly helping you, not particularly hurting yet.
Hidden moon.
Hitting moon. The real Testament of Suns actually holds the cards well, not the prototype. Nicely done, almost.
Cool.
Oh, man.
So give it a roll. It will be automatic that they
fiddle
come.
these
It's just
two.
how enticing you make that call.
Yeah. So the roll is a 9.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah. So Kitty puts candles of
Yeah.
a bunch of different colors, and she's wearing the lotus thing was like
Yeah.
you have to get dressed kind of fancy. So she had a bunch of not nice jewelry, but what do you
Theater jewelry?
theater jewelry? Thank
Yeah.
you. She had a bunch of theater jewelry.
Oh, nice.
And she puts that around. you know.
Yeah.
She takes more or less all of it off and puts that around as part of the summoning circle. And douses and makes mood lighting in the room,
Yeah.
and also makes sure that all of the curtains are closed in the Waynosphere and glares at the neighbor.
The very large cat sitting right at the edge of the neighbor's yard is staring intently at you when you gaze out.
That silver cat.
Closes definitely on that cat. The heck, that cat. Not good. And comes and taps twice on the thing and it lights up.
Awesome. Twice on the center.
Yeah, and the whole thing.
Perfect.
lights up and-
You spend 5 sorcery from your pool as you imbue all of this ritual with your magic. And Imago appears there. So tell us what Imago looks like. And this is a backer contributed.
Yes, this is Imago is contributed by Pixel Garbage.
Thank you, Pixel Garbage.
So Imago, she is very moth-like.
Yeah.
She's I think of her as kind of like a lunar moth, but
yes.
she's also she's a king of thieves type.
Yeah.
So I think of her her wings are the cloak, you know, the cloak, and her
Ooh.
puff is the fur collar aspect. So her wings are not just her wings, not just a lunar moth wings. They're many different types of moth wings.
Awesome.
So it's different furs.
Does she have
the
a
collars.
crown? You said she's a king of thieves.
Oh, that's really cool. So I think that she has lots of different types of jewels and stuff all over,
Yes,
all
yes,
over
yes.
her person.
I want to cosplay that very bad.
Yeah, she's cool looking.
Cool. And so, what's her personality like? Is she
I think that she's, well, so she runs a den of thieves, so she has to be like calculating and careful, but she knows a good venture when she sees it.
Yeah.
And we've worked together before,
Excellent.
so like she knows my weaknesses and my value. You know, that,
Excellent.
so she's like, she's canny and likes fun and
Yeah.
I don't know, that sort, and is also like attracted to shinies and light.
Definitely. And with that 9, you have arranged just the perfect, the arrangement and the lighting in the room. Everything's just perfect. And as soon as she sort of materializes, I'm imagining, how butterflies and moths have those little scales. One scale at a time, they all cascade forward until she's there in all of her glory, looking at ease and looking around in excitement at all the things around, and her long antennae sort of tapping out and sort of investigating around. Why, Kitty? It has been a minute. It is delightful to see you.
It's wonderful to see you too. It has been a minute. It's been a while since we've run any sort of job together.
I'm imagining she's touching a lot of the dangly jewels and just sort of investigating everything that's around. What is it that I could do for you? Are you well? These are not your usual habitation.
No, this is I'm kind of a mixed bag at the moment, actually. But this is a friend's place, and they're in a spot of trouble, and I'm trying to do them a good turn. Could use a bit of help with it. I'm trying to get a word back off of a piece of paper.
Well, that should be no trouble. You need me to do that?
Yeah, it's something that I can't have my name attached to.
Ah, clever. I was worried you'd gone soft on us, Kitty.
Nothing of the sort. Nothing of the sort.
Well, tell me about this paper. What is it that you wish to steal, and what is the nature of the meaning that it will tarnish?
So it's a contract. Of course, it's a contract. And the word is the word here. It's a pretty simple contract, actually.
Here in location?
Yes, here meaning location.
She's plotting and already thinking about ways to ruin that.
I just need it gone entirely. The rest of the contract needs to stay. I think that would actually be quite beneficial. The contract in full reads, "You live here," and it's signed by 2 people. So if I can get it to just read, "You live," I think that'd be useful for him.
That would be a very powerful change in its meaning. We have
A new card.
A new card.
But
Yes.
Uh-oh.
The jackal, the nemesis
no.
of mysteries.
Okay, so Wayne's nemesis.
Wayne's nemesis, but still
Oh,
a
not my
nemesis
nemesis.
card. Nemesis card
Yeah, 'cause
is
he's got
-1
mysteries.
to all actions, -2 if it's your heart.
It's not.
Oh, so you're not secrets? Okay.
I am secrets.
Oh,
Did you say mysteries?
mysteries.
Mysteries.
mysteries. Nobody's mysteries.
Nobody's mysteries.
Okay.
Mysteries.
But you -1 to your next action, which is bad.
That's bad.
Oh, another change.
Another change. The magic.
Change
Okay.
places.
So what's happening in this room as magic is shifting around? Is it like latent tomfoolery that you conducted in here?
Well,
like a light bulb
he
blasts
definitely
open?
hasn't gotten the ether fixed, right? So the ether is
Oh,
just
the
going
electricity. Yeah,
wild
the ether.
here.
Awesome. This is the Unwelcome Child, which is a great card. You should take a
I
look
don't
at
think
that
I've
and
ever
show
seen
our
this
friends.
before.
Me neither.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
It didn't exist before we pulled it. That's a new card that materializes. When you purchase a suit deck, it will generate new cards from time to time.
She's
Yep.
terrifying.
But in a non-magical way.
But in a
Monty
strictly
Cook
non-magical
is not
way.
magic.
yeah, and so that is
Can I take a look at it?
yeah, and so that's not of your heart. So it's actually a -1 if it's your heart, but otherwise it's not doing any damage, which is certainly better than the nemesis. So thank you.
She's not visions?
She is notions. Yes, so
Creepy.
very creepy.
Why is she hurting this cat?
All right, so I think as she's considering, as Imago is considering the nature of that contract, she actually she's got this kind of like sparkly pollen that's sort of like, black and sparkly, and she sort of is drawing out that contract, and she's rearranging it and thinking, so you want to steal the here. You want me to steal the here from this paper, and all of its copies, or just the original?
All copies too, yeah.
How many?
As far as I know, there would only be 2 copies.
3.
3 copies?
2 copies and 1 original.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 copies and 1 original. That's what we were looking at.
Okay.
The individuals in question are one Wayne last name. What's your last name?
It's just Wayne.
One
last
Wayne, the individual who owns this place, Calvin Weaver, and then Daniel McPherson.
Let's see if Imago knows Daniel McPherson, because
I can imagine.
Inevitable
The
cataclysm.
sausage man.
Excellent. She raises up in rage.
Oh boy.
And Daniel McPherson,
Yeah.
I have a chance to take something away from Daniel McPherson.
Indeed you do.
Oh, Kitty, I will do this one for free.
Wow.
I
Tell
am
me where he's
worried about
living.
this person.
Well, he's just over on, and she gives the exact address. Yeah.
Imago sort of like recollects herself and is like, I need one thing of the 2 signatures of the contract to make sure that it takes to identify both copies
Yeah.
and to tie it to the signature.
Uh-huh.
Do you have anything of theirs? She's like ready to go.
Almost on cue, the broom runs right by you.
Trying to sweep up the
Trying to
summoning
sweep up
circle.
the summoning
Yeah,
circle.
so she grabs it. So Wayne definitely made this. He's a maker, and then Calvin. This is, you can see what he's doing through here. It's this guy.
Oh.
You see him?
Oh yes. What is he doing right now?
Calvin is hard at work weaving something together. Because he looks like very tired and stressed out. So you can just see some sort of magic that he's moving with his hands.
Okay. Excellent. Back in your apartment.
Yeah, for the record, he's doing a level 6 spell.
Ooh, okay. She looks, vaguely impressed.
I don't really want to give that to you. Does seeing him help, or do you still need something by him? I don't know if I have anything of his.
You must have something of mine.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I could borrow it unless you have something more
I could
on
fake
his
his
person.
signature. I could,
You have my identity. You stole it, right?
Do I? No, I don't.
Oh.
Are you good at? Could you sketch? Is there a way to take this down? I'm afraid I'm no good myself, and her hands are a little bit moth-like and spindly. And
No, there's got to be something I can do. Let me think.
There is some vomit of his in my house.
Yeah, and a lot of blood. Like more than a little blood.
And
You
like
know-
tufts of hair.
Yeah.
He was staying here. I'll go find something. And she goes and she finds the tea, or like he had made a drink and he had failed utterly in making the drink.
Oh yeah.
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 And
No, he made something that wasn't coffee.
right.
Yeah.
But she finds the coffee that he failed to make, and that clearly Wayne didn't make.
Oh yeah.
And brings this.
Perfect. And so, with a flutter, suddenly both of those items are gone. The dustpan and bolt broom.
Oh, my broom.
I know. They're gone. And she starts.
Lucky Strike does a little lappy dance.
So usually, with you were going to try to make some rolls and sort of
Yeah.
exchange this for that.
Normally it would be like a whole thing.
But Imago specifically has reasons to want this to happen, and so there are automatic successes. Are there any other parameters you want to give on this before she leaves, and maybe to send an underling to do it? But
So there are gonna be people probably that the two individuals, they're probably gonna let you, take the words, but don't hurt them, please.
I would have thought you were going soft if I didn't know better. Striking against Daniel McPherson. She looks proud of you.
Oh boy.
And she says, I will keep your close ones safe.
Thanks. We should run something soon, because I'm feeling a little light in the pocketbook.
Oh, I can help you out with that. There's always something new to do with over at my den. So I think I need to know, there's too much NPC interaction going on, so I'm going to pull a card to see kind of how that goes.
Yeah.
Are you going to try to, so you've already helped her out by giving her items specific to the people she's going to try to reach. Is there anything else you want to do to try to ensure her success, or are you just going to let her go and see what you can do?
I would love to help her out, but normally the ways that I would do that are, I can try to spend sortilege to assist her, if there's, if there's anything that I can do to obfuscate her passage, you know.
We definitely want
Yeah,
that.
do you have any
Yeah.
I don't want
incantations or
anything to
general
happen to her.
spells that might
Ooh,
generally
ooh.
be used?
Yeah,
useful?
that's great. That's absolutely great. Good idea.
Go Alex, got lots of tricks up their sleeves.
Because I...
There's also Lucky Strike, which might be able to aid in some minor way.
Well, absolutely none of my spells help anybody but me. So, I'm going to send Lucky Strike.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so Lucky Strike in as a distraction, or to sort of just help along and in whatever way.
Here are the ways that Lucky Strike is helpful.
Okay.
Lucky Strike's super, super good at very few things. Lucky Strike can follow along, silently observe, create a distraction by lighting things on fire.
Yep.
Obfuscate people by making a great deal of smoke.
Ooh.
And make little snaps to draw attention away.
Nice.
And then hide in locations. Those are...
Lucky Strike can also probably tell you the location of a hotel.
It knows a lot about different styles of matchbooks at places. Those are Lucky Strike's strengths.
Yep.
So Lucky Strike is prepared to assist in any way that they could,
Yeah.
aid.
All right, so Lucky Strike is feet pattering off in the direction, or do you specifically say take Lucky Strike, and she can?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay.
it feels like you got this, but I've recently come into the possession of a familiar who seems pretty raring to go, so here you go.
One can never be too safe, and she envelops him up in all sorts of beautiful, feathery, scaly moth tendrils, and then is gone. And so, does the light go out? Is that of your summoning circle?
The summoning
I
circle,
love it.
unrainbows.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to look up what the meaning of that is.
I like
That's
the idea that your
alarming.
summoning circle had 8 candles that are all the different suns.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, cool.
That's how
that
they
makes
work
sense.
now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, assuming there's only 8.
I'm pretty sure there are only 8 suns.
So
There couldn't be a secret 9th sun that's invisible. And anything more than that is
It'd
unthinkable.
be obscene to have more than 9.
what are you two doing because both of you have your copies of the contracts sort of on your person or nearby. So we're about to zoom in to where you are.
Yeah, Calvin is feeling incredibly restless, too stressed out to sleep. So his solution, because again, he's trying to learn how to use his magic, he wants to cast a level 6 spell to create a permanent item that is no larger than a small area. And he is going to be weaving breath from wind with joy from freedom to create a blanket that gives you sweet dreams.
Ooh, awesome. Do you have to make a roll, or is it?
I mean, I assume so. I'm casting a spell.
And it's a pretty high spell.
It is a 6th. It is a level 6 spell.
Excellent, cool. But you have that secret that you learned about how to spend more than 1 bene to lower.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna contribute 2 bene to this particular
Beautiful.
venture here.
Are you gonna spend any sortilege?
Of course, I'm gonna spend sortilege because
yeah.
you can't have a flux if you don't spend sortilege. And so yeah, that's 2 to it.
Wow.
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 2 6s, baby.
Oh man, that's great. Okay, so tell us what this looks like.
So Calvin he's learned a lot from looking at Wayne's design. Wayne's design incorporated some of his silver spoons that he sort of littered all over the apartment. He saw as like, oh, so Wayne used my spoons to make like a kind of wire. So he grabs a spoon and he just starts pulling that wire just out of the spoon until it dematerializes. And he uses that wire as a base and he wraps joy around it to make it soft. And then he weaves, because this is like literal weaving, he's going to weave that with a like sort of just very even and like calm breath.
Prana.
And it takes a little time, but what he's left with is a silver blanket that has gold and purple hues to it, and it's like very, very shimmery and soft, and he sort of like gathers that up around himself, and after a few like seconds of contact with it, he can like breathe in and relax into a good sleep.
That's awesome. So it won't be permanent unless you kind of work with the maker, but it's a spell that lasts conjured. That's delightful.
It can be temporary. Yeah, I just read the thing.
So where is the contract of yours? Is it in your back pocket?
In my back pocket.
Not anymore. Where's the contract of yours?
Somewhere else now.
Somewhere else now?
Yeah.
Excellent.
You caught on and figured it out.
So I return to you the card I drew, Ghostly Presence.
Ooh.
Its
Oh boy.
meanings are the past, guilt, unresolved issues.
Ooh.
So what I am saying is, let's see, our dear friend Imago returns to you, back into the circle, looking perplexed. She holds the 2 copies and holds them out, and here is removed from them. And she sort of flits them down onto the floor. Who was it you said are your friends?
Calvin Weaver and Wayne.
Wayne's fine. I removed the here, and he should be safe for now. As I'm sure you understand, Daniel McPherson is not going to lie quietly if things are taken from him. It's Calvin that's the issue, and she holds both copies closer to you, and she says, take a look at his signature. Why don't you roll me a perception?
Absolutely.
Or something like that. Or you can magic it or something.
I don't know.
Interesting. Perception is just, let's see.
Yeah.
I'll pop one of my things
Nice.
to make it easier.
Wow.
Okay.
That's amazing.
I rolled a 9 and an 8, and I had spent
Wow.
1 to make it easier. Okay.
That's amazing.
What are we looking at here?
Okay, I can keep Wayne off there, but do whatever you choose with the Calvin redraw. Interesting. Okay, so they're asking that I redraw a new card about this. So let me pull the card and see if it's still. See what happens. Oh. Perfect. Thank you. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Okay. So Imago is there and asks you to look closer, and you roll incredibly well. You have so tell me how you know this signature holds within it a lie.
Oh. Huh.
You.
Me?
Oh, Calvin.
Couldn't be me.
So how is it somehow furtive or otherwise misleading? What?
So it says Calvin Weaver.
Possibly in one light. At least initially, it looks like it says Calvin
It
Weaver.
looks like it says Calvin Weaver.
What's wrong? What's off about it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I kind of like the idea that geometrically, like you can see, especially being a goetic,
Yeah.
you can recognize, magic that would be within summoning circles and whatnot. The points of this signature that, like, to the completely untrained eye, it just looks like there's a lot of swoops and swirls, but it hits like 10 different points, or 9 different points to reflect the invisible sun. So it is like
Ooh,
it
awesome.
within different points of it just creates the symbol of the invisible sun. So like there is an obvious secret embedded within the name itself.
That makes sense.
Awesome. So Imago says, so you see it, right? Calvin
Yeah.
never, she says, are you sure it's Calvin who signed this?
No, I guess there's a lot about Calvin that I don't really understand.
She points a little harder at the signature.
Mm-hmm.
This is tied to someone, but it's not the man you showed me through that looking glass.
It is.
Are you sure he's not? I mean, that's sort of a classic goetic move, is to have someone else saddled with your debts or your burdens. But
Huh. Well,
could he have misled you?
no, he very easily could have, but he is. I mean, he said he signed it, and then he is disappearing whenever he leaves the space. You know? So I don't quite see his angle.
It's possible, as less malicious, that it's simply unconscious that this isn't his name.
Yes, sure. Yeah, you're right.
So the new card I drew, interestingly, is Lucky Coin, which is such a kitty
Yeah.
card. So how do you what amazing thing happens, or like what revelation can you make about this that would be a good thing for you and or Calvin? So this could have very dark connotations, or it could be something beneficial, right?
Right.
I have some ideas if you can't think of anything right away.
I mean, my thought is that my obligation to this contract is all in my head.
I love that.
Which is wild because he didn't know what it meant when it started killing him.
Yeah.
What?
So basically what you're saying is that this contract, no matter what, that's not him.
Correct. He is unbound by this contract.
Okay. Well then, I don't think there's any reason for you to alter it in any way.
It's only written the once, though, right? With 2 signatures.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
We did
removed
sign
it.
the same.
Then
In
you
any
removed
case,
it.
he is
Sure.
removed from the contract.
Then never mind. That makes sense.
I just thought you should know.
No, thank you so much. You're beyond helpful. Cool.
I do have duties to attend to, but I would love to have some, to drink some, blood and have some fresh viscera
We should
together
catch up.
like old times.
Yeah.
Do visit me in, if not the Red. I know that is a bit of a trek for you. Do call
bit.
upon me again.
Yeah.
And of course, watch out for Daniel McPherson. Someday when we have time, I'll tell you what he's done to me personally. But I'm sure that
You can always stop by the bar, you know.
I'm quite busy, but I will try. Thank you, Kitty.
Okay.
All right. She whirls out, and she's left behind the dustpan and the broom and the little gosh, what was it? What did you find of his?
Oh,
the tea.
The tea, which
fa-
spills.
spills immediately.
It
and-
smashes. Yeah.
Yes. All right, but you have the 2 copies of the contract. The original was left wherever it was, and she says nothing about where she found it or anything. She's just gone.
Yeah. Kitty takes the contracts. Do I have the contract, or
Yeah.
did it go with it?
You have him.
Okay. She cuts out Calvin's signature and pockets it.
Excellent. Great. And so it just says you live. You right?
Yeah. Well, and as the chat pointed out, when Wayne signed it, he just wrote "So do I." So his signature was literally "I."
Awesome.
Yeah.
So it's the eye that looks strange. Excellent. Which looks even more like the invisible sun symbol.
Well, no, I mean Calvin's signature was the
Oh,
invisible
okay.
sun symbol. It's
Oh,
just
so do I is what Wayne wrote.
is what
Thank
Wayne
you.
wrote.
Got it. So the eye is gone. I love that.
Cool.
All right. So that's settled. I'm imagining that you both sort of feel a change wherever you are. That something about this place has less of a hold over you. Are you already gone out at the embassy, or?
So I mean, well, when did you do this? Was this immediate?
Yeah.
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 So if that was immediate, Calvin is asleep.
Okay.
He is blissfully
Happy
asleep,
in your blanket.
having the first good dream he's had in actuality.
Good. And what are you doing?
I think I'm putting my finishing touches on an item that I don't know I no longer need.
Hey, you never know when you'll. Excellent. So, Kitty, what do? Do you finally take this chance to sleep, or
Yeah.
do you catch up with them? Okay.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
Do you sleep here or back at the bar?
Oh God, I'm gonna get fired if I don't. I'm gonna go at the bar.
Okay. Excellent. So the night passes uneventfully. The Pale Embassy awaits. I think it will be, although you two were intending to go get a third visa, that will be a little more difficult if Katie's not there. So feel free to take her or not. She may want to lie low and sleep all day.
Just filling out an extra form, right?
Yeah.
Well, do it for her, right?
There we
Easy.
go. I pulled the Raven. So this is a companion card, and so it will double. It does it? Nice.
Raven is my aminal.
Awesome. It duplicates the
Oh.
last effect, which is lucky coin.
Oh yay!
Cool. So silver is magic is extra good, and gold magic is extra diminished. Cool. So all right. So it's a new day. You guys are heading out to the Pale Embassy, and you are working / sleeping.
I'm working. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But
I got to sleep for a few hours, and I got work to do.
Excellent. So the Pale Embassy is in Saturnine, but you have to take those train cars over there. So you get up in the morning. Let's see, and it's not in the district that you guys are in of Fartown. It's sort of in a business district a little far away. So are you doing any prep, or are you just gonna storm in and get your papers and get out of there?
We're just gonna try to get our papers and go, right?
Yeah.
And if you start feeling sick or weird or whatever, just let me know.
Yeah. I mean,
and we'll
same
figure it out.
Same deal with you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna send
Yeah.
Lucky with a card, with one of the business cards of the bar.
Yeah.
With a note scrawled on the back that it's just it worked. On his way across town to the embassy.
Excellent. So we are in the Marquis Quarter, which I don't think I have the prettiest map up, so I don't think I'll show you. But you guys get that message before you head out, probably.
Well, it's to the embassy. So,
it's to the
so
embassy.
That's
You can
the
be
only
waiting
place
for
that I
us
knew
there.
that they were going to be.
Excellent. So you're going through this quarter. It has lots of. This is an area that has it's sort of the heart of authority in Saturnine, official authority, sort of government.
Just
There's the
crawling with angels.
Crawling with Angels. There are the Tha, which are the huge, really tall humanoids that sort of enforce stuff. And they sort of float around and are terrifying. There's the Deathless Triumvirate, the judges that hold, sort of the highest order of the law. That's where the highest problems would go to. So this is like very, crawling with angels, also crawling with like really high-powered goetics with like terrifying things summoned that are following them. Lots of thought forms running around, doing errands, carrying papers here and there. Lots of like lawyers in this district and things to sort of make this city run and exchange incredibly powerful deals amongst people. So the Pale Embassy is in a corner of this district that has these pretty little canals running through it. So there's sort of lilies and big like floaty plant things sort of sitting on these canals.
Oh, cool.
There's a couple bridges over it, and there's this arched and many pillared building that's sort of like a longhouse, like extends way back, and you get pointed there as the Pale Embassy. But it seems like there's this big staircase that goes down to these huge doors behind. So it seems like a whole building that lets a little bit of dim light in from the top, but mostly extends beneath the earth and possibly beneath these canals.
Cool.
All right, so are you are you guys looking dapper? Are all of your clothes birds? Have you made silver new underwear? What's happening?
So,
I need to know how you look for this because you're about to.
I gotta know.
I need to know how these NPCs.
I gotta
will react
roll.
to you.
I gotta roll to see if the clothes that I have left are turning
Are
into
birds.
birds. I rolled an 8. They're not birds yet.
Hey, that's a
But-
win.
It's probably their destiny. Yeah, I mean, so it's just the white shirt
Yeah.
with some blood on it.
Yeah.
My jacket and some brown pants that are rolled up and no shoes.
Oh gosh.
Unless I can make some shoes, some temporary shoes. Wait a minute, can I just make silver shoes?
You can make silver shoes. They're mundane items.
Yeah, I guess silver sandals is probably easiest. So
Clop, clop, clop.
Clogs.
yeah, he just pulls out some silver sandals, slaps them down. I'm good to go.
Good work, sir. Excellent. So you guys are ready to go. You have actually read in the journal of Vittoria Zhu that, like, vaguely, you've heard reference to the Pale Embassy. Like, Vittoria was like, in my journeys across these suns, when I went to go visit the Pale, I went to the embassy. Make sure. I'm imagining her journal is almost a little like tour guidey. It's like, be sure and don't be afraid of the Pale Embassy. They're very nice there, etc. So you're feeling a little more prepared.
Have we had our inoculations?
Inoculations.
That was described in the journal. You said you read the journal.
Yeah, we're fine, I guess.
Okay.
Sure.
When I check this box, I want it to be accurate, Wayne.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you're fine. We'll be fine. I already checked yes on mine. I didn't really read the form. I gotta be real.
There's a hooded figure with a checkerboard face, sort of all checkerboard skin, who turns to you and says that and mentions, now you haven't had any problems with mirrors lately, have you? They're big
No.
sticklers for the mirror sicknesses,
We don't even have mirrors in our apartment.
That's the safest way. And she gives you a pat on the back and walks along.
Sometimes the mirror image will swap with you and masquerade as you, and then you're stuck in the mirror. You're fine. You're fine.
Great. Wow.
So you walk in,
I don't want to think about it.
and in your silver sandals.
Slap, slap, slap,
Yeah.
slap, slap.
And what extends before you is this dimly lit, beautiful series of more canals inside, and there are little beautiful wooden boats that people are sort of taking across into different areas of this facility, and it seems like you're in kind of a main lobby area, and so there's a little walkway where you can just walk, but there's lots of sort of boats going quicker around this labyrinthine place.
Calvin confidently strides up to one of the boats with Wayne behind him, hands the ferryman 2 silver coins, and pulls Wayne onto the boat. We're gonna be there in no time.
That's amazing. Are they conjured silver coins?
Yeah.
What do they look like? Was this something you read in the journal, or is this?
Yeah,
something
this is just something like
Perfect,
like
yeah.
the ferryman needs
Your face
coins.
stamped on them.
Yeah. Oh God, yes. They have my face on one side, and on the back side, they're like quarters. So
Yeah.
it's
In
the
Cal we trust.
It's the relief profile that you would get on a quarter, and then on the back side, sort of like the state quarters, it's just different significant places in Calvin's life. So
okay.
there's the Waynosphere on one, and the horrible apartment on the other.
Oh my gosh.
And I think there's a bird in the mix as well.
So the card I pulled is Devil. It is a Nemesis card.
Kitty's card.
-2 for you, -1 for you, just so you know what's
Woohoo.
going on. But for this, like, you knew what to do. You gave the man his coins, and you notice that there's very few living people here. It seems like there's a lot of staff that are either ghosts, some kind of revenant, or other clearly non just strictly living creature.
Gotta
But
be
they
some people on furlough.
Oh no! But the like well-hooded ferryman starts taking you off in a direction. He's just sort of unspeaking. Is
We're
there?
going to the embassy. Is that the right
Get
way?
passports.
He turns slowly and looks at you, and there's nothing inside, but it still stares, and then goes back to its business. Sort of pulls along.
It just kind of seems like we're not going the right way.
Silence.
Hey,
Wayne? Wayne,
poke him in the shoulder.
did you read the journal at all? They know where to go.
It just seemed we're taking a super inefficient route to get to the embassy.
A skeletal hand grabs your wrist as you're pointing, and maneuvers it down. What do? Do you fight him? Do you try to pull it?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Give me a roll.
Like
See.
it's less that I'm trying to pull my hand away and more that I like try to shoulder
Oh,
Oh boy.
this is great. Excellent. Wait, yeah. But you're very fun at parties.
check it. So this is
I'll have you remember.
what is this? Yeah, I'm fun at parties.
This is probably some kind of physical,
Like
Like a
a movement
movement?
at this party.
it could be a movement.
All right, I'm gonna spend a minute on this because I have a -2 to all my things.
Yep.
So it's a 2 after modifiers.
You do not succeed in pushing him off the boat, and in fact he pulls you closer, and something gets whispered in your ear. And could you give me a withstand roll?
Whoa.
We're getting into combat, guys. It might not be a lot of combat.
A 9.
Oh wow! Awesome. Okay.
I've already got something whispering inside me anyway.
That is very true. You're the abyss that looks back.
Yeah.
That is terrifying. Super cool.
Ham and cheese.
Omelet. Excellent.
Ham and
so,
cheese is real weird to hear as like a threatening.
So you see like this ominous and hear vague whispers, but you look totally like you totally have yourself composed. What do you? And you don't internalize any of the whispers. You basically are just letting it wash off of you.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I think in a fluid motion, I pull my puzzle box out
Yeah.
of my pocket and I just press it to the underside of the skeletal hand and it flash freezes.
Yep.
And I just like shatter free from the grip.
Uh-huh.
And I just stare back into its no eyes. And we just have like a staring contest for a few seconds.
Wayne,
Excellent.
that is a government employee.
I'm about to eat this employee. I'm about to fight this employee.
Who's
Sorry.
gonna move the belt, Wayne? Who's gonna move the
I'll
boat?
move the boat.
I'm
see.
so sorry.
That
sir.
is when another employee sort of rushes in, looking very bright and cheery and about to diffuse the situations that occasionally arise in a spooky embassy place with people where life and death are literally on the line every day. So how do you diffuse the situation? I was thinking, Kitty, if you wanted to play. If you don't want to, that's fine.
No. Oh, I absolutely
Your
do.
cheery, like...
Yeah. Does my buddy or is it me?
I was thinking it was an NPC, but if you wanted it to be a buddy
sorry.
who brought
I would
the NPC
no.
over,
I would
She's up to
absolutely.
speed now.
Yeah. Sorry. Took me a few seconds, but I'm there. Let's see. What's their name going to be? Their name is going to be.
We can get an NPC.
No.
I mean,
Oh,
People submitted NPCs.
yeah, but this person's going to.
This is
it's
sort of a
for nothing.
specific.
It's Plus, you're on break. You're on break, Plus.
Plus has got the other arm like coming up to grab.
And I'm
you
pulling
know.
a business card out of my pocket.
Yeah, so they're locked in almost fight. The sort of the cowled head sort of slowly turns.
Yeah, I better take your break, please.
Would you stop instigating?
Drops the big pole that he's been canaling with and slowly slinks off, stepping onto the little walkway and going off
Have
back.
fun on your break.
Excellent.
They step down onto the boat and take the pole. Is there anything that I can help the two of you with?
No, ma'am, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We're just trying to get our passports sorted out, and we'll be out of your hair as soon as that happens. It just the faster we get through this, the better.
Ah,
Sorry, sorry.
okay.
I'm hangry, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, there are crackers at the embassy. I believe they still have crackers and complimentary coffee.
And are you a ghost, or what kind of dead person are you? Or are you one of their few living sort of...
No, I'm 100% a ghost.
Great.
Yeah, I look very much like I did when I was alive, except I have just a hole in the middle from where there was a cannonball that went through me.
Oh.
You're telling this
Like a
charming story.
cartoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, and that's why there's a hole in the middle of me. It was a cannonball, actually. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you for saying that, because
I know.
I could not stop myself from
Just
asking.
it's a
if-
cannonball hole.
Solid
I
shot
have to-
cannonball?
Uh-huh.
That's a weird long distance thing that they don't even really use anymore.
You'd think that, but they have them on display at many.
This is going to sound horrible, and it's probably because I spent so long in shadow, but when you drink water, does it just pop out the hole?
So I'm a ghost, so I
You don't have
I
to.
don't have to.
Okay.
And you see, I died at the point of impact, so there wasn't really an opportunity for me to ever test.
Well, now I also learned that ghosts don't drink water. I'm learning so many things.
There's no need. There's simply no need. You
So
see?
were you standing in front of the cannon when it went off?
Well, it was a display at a museum, and that you
Get
didn't-
out of town.
You wouldn't have thought that it would be loaded. It was actually like I was a curator there. It was a whole thing, and someone was murdered. Believe it or not,
What, it was intentional?
it was
Was it intentional?
It was an intentional.
Oh my God, that's so
attack.
terrible.
It was.
Wait a
It was
second.
really, really terrible.
So you got to be a curator at this museum, and then
Uh-huh.
once your status changed to dead, they made you start doing rowboat stuff out here? That's
Oh,
bullshit.
no,
Why
well-
can't a dead person be a curator?
Feels like that would be the ideal curator.
Right?
A curator at the okay. So the thing is that I don't really want to go there anymore because I was horrifically murdered.
Oh yeah, that seems like a hostile work environment.
Yeah, a bit of a conflict of interest.
That's fair. I guess I wouldn't want to work somewhere that killed me.
Yeah, it kind of awkward being around all of these people who knew that, no.
Wait a minute, it was a conspiracy amongst everyone at the museum?
No, not exactly that. It's just that, the tensions were building, and then no one really helped diffuse the situation.
Were they punished? Was anyone brought to justice?
Well, yes, absolutely. But how do Okay, this isn't really the district to talk about how we dispense justice here and how we all really think about it, right?
I mean, we're not from this district, so.
I'm really
Well,
very
this
curious.
isn't. I don't really want to get into this conversation. We're getting very
I'm
close
sorry.
to
You
the embassy.
seem, yeah.
We didn't even ask your name.
Oh.
All I did was insult your stupid, lame, bony coworker who sucks, and then you came over and diffused it, for
Well,
which
Plus is
I
very.
thank you.
Plus is having a hard time, so please don't.
But I'd rather know your name than Plus's.
Oh, it's Openy.
Openy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The card I drew was misunderstood beast.
Beast, which is perfect for what just
Gentleness,
happened.
friendship, danger, betrayal. And mistakes. Did
Which
I mention mistakes?
literally-
By the way.
That just all happened.
I know.
And
I
we
say
didn't know
it.
about
I
it.
know.
And we didn't know about it.
The quote is, the fearsome need not always be feared.